Good
I recently
millennial
learned about.
Yeah.
Do we have to do anything on our end?
No. Well, unless you're going live on Instagram, then you kind of have to wait a hot second, go over to the Instagram thing, and then hit go live, which I'm doing on mine now.
Ooh, mine just lit up so I can.
Yeah, there we go.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my God. Okay, everyone, welcome to Millennial Curious. This is our inaugural stream that we're going to be doing once a week. I'm Katie McManus.
I'm Gabi Torsha.
And I'm Ryan Basham.
And we are working it out as we go. We're actually designing this in real time. We've gone through a couple like things that we want to talk about every single week. And if you have any suggestions or questions, like as we're talking through how we're going to be doing the stream, then please put them in the comments. And just so you guys have some context around how we know each other, we all met through. Are we okay? Safe word. You can say the safe word if we're not comfortable naming the group that we know each other from.
Oh, I'm so comfortable.
Comfortable, Gabi? Okay. We are in the Chorus Incubator. So the incubator that, Aaron Parnas and Suzanne Lambert and Leigh McGowan are in. We're in cohort 2. That's how we met. That's how we fell in love. That's how we discovered we have so much in common and a whole lot of the different areas that we don't have in common that we like talking about and growing ourselves and learning more. And we're all content creators in our own right with our own kind of, unique twist to things. Oh, I should let us have banners or the little like name card at the bottom. That should be something.
I'm looking at comments and, folks feel free to say anything useful or not useful. All comments welcome. Shade is possible.
Someone on Instagram just said, "Oh God, Taylor Lorenz is on her way."
Listen, bring it, Taylor. Honestly, it. I swear to God.
As long as you don't say her name 3 times in a row, staring into a bathroom mirror, I think we're safe. I think that's how you summon her.
How do you see the chat?
Oh, you can see it over on my Instagram.
Oh
yeah, you're looking at your own. I can't see your comments. I can see mine, but yeah, I have my Instagram open in a second window. One of the things we're doing, folks, is working out. We've used versions of some of these kind of technologies before, but this is our first time doing the 3 of us in our specific platforms from our specific houses, and so you're watching us build our wings on the way down. I think Ray Bradbury said. Please feel free to come and have things to say, but let's go back to Taylor Inns because I used to be a career coach, and if she wants to figure out what's next for her, she can call, because she's like a dog with a bone, but the bone doesn't have any flavor or taste and it disintegrates. Like she's just not, she needs to find something else to harp on, something else to do deep dives on, because there's no there.
Yeah.
There's no there. And for those of you who don't know what we're talking about, Chorus, this fellowship that we're in, co-founded by Brian Tyler Cohen. Taylor Lorenz is, I'm going to be friendly and call her a journalist, who seems to think that she's found some thread on dark money influencing campaigns through us being in a fucking fellowship for pro-democracy content creators. She keeps digging in like there's something to dig at. And I will give her credit. If her job was to get attention for being annoying and draw people's focus for being annoying, you getting it, girl.
Yeah, I think people want to have a hot take on stuff. It's always like the exciting thing when you're the first person who discovers something and who, calls out like something bad, even if it's on your side. And also when you're barking up the wrong tree, you just got to stop barking.
Yes.
And not to insult dogs by comparing them to her. I love my dog.
There are no journalism awards for you here, girl. Find something else.
Yeah.
If you're trying to Ronan Fair your career, you're gonna need to find something else to pursue.
I know. Could you imagine? I wear a hot dog costume in my content. Like, oh yeah, that's totally dark money funded. What are you talking about? Like, come on.
But
I curse in a lot of my content.
We have her to thank because most of us, obviously.
I would not have known about Chorus if it weren't for that Wired article, honestly.
Yeah.
And like I learned about it. I literally sent the article to my attorney and was like, is this legit or does this seem like something that's sketchy? And he looked into it and he's like, no, this is totally legit. And I think he actually suggested I apply for it. And I applied for it just because I thought it would be stupid not to. I had no idea I would get in.
I mean, I feel like there are a lot of people who said that. I think perhaps her greatest accomplishment as it pertains to Chorus is that she recruited so many people.
Yeah. Right. Someone, Local Berg over on Instagram says, just knowing y'all don't like her either made me like you guys way more. Thank you. We appreciate that.
Good. Listen, I want her to be successful and have a happy life and stuff. And because I care so much about her and want that for her, I would really like for her to move on.
Right. That sure.
Also, I'm fully prepared to respond if she doesn't want to, but
well, that's a great segue because I'm pretty sure she is a millennial.
Yeah. So that's the millennial we want to shit on.
Millennials we don't like.
Yeah. Yeah, because millennials are not monoliths. They're like, yes, we do think it's one of the greatest generations, obviously.
For sure.
Obviously.
But it's so like, because we're so cool. When there's a bad one, like JD Vance, too.
Yeah.
You guys saw the knee pat, right?
You what?
You saw the knee pat for his pregnant wife.
Oh, I haven't seen that. I heard about it.
Yeah, that's what we were talking about. Yeah, it is T. Yeah, good to see you. That's what he said.
And he pats her on the knee from across, like they're both sitting in their own armchairs, and he leans over and pats her on the knee. Like that's what you do to like a grandma that is not your grandma.
Or your beard wife.
Well, and not to mention that what did he do? He like caressed the back of the head of Erica Kirk. You know what I mean? So it's like,
and around this, someone did the math around Usha Vance's pregnancy, I think, and like the conception date was the date that happened. No. So he must have got home and Usha must have been like, excuse you.
Well, you better make a fucking baby.
Bound chick wow. Like, let me make this up to you. I swear I'm a good husband. I, admit it. What?
Here, picture this. We live in a universe where JD Vance is somebody who could get it while married from other women and is like somehow desirable to some of those women.
Yeah.
He has access to doing what Eric Swalwell did. What?
I just wonder if women on the right haven't discovered vibrators yet. Like, do they just not know that they exist? Do they think that like this is it? Have they ever had an orgasm?
They might have a lot of shame about it, and so they can't get one.
I was gonna say there's probably a lot of shame around even the like want. Like, so, or like talking about it with their, like, I don't think they're wine nights with their girlfriends. They're talking about, you know what I mean? Like, I don't think that it's like a conversation in those circles.
Right.
They're talking about trad wife. Like, recipe.
I feel like these trad wife ladies have not seen Handmaid's Tale.
Yeah.
Like, and I think it's, you do you. If that's the life you want to live, fantastic. But you got to understand that going back to a simpler way of life is in no way, positive for women. There's no period of in history before today where things were better for women.
Yeah.
So,
and it's fiction. It's fiction.
Yeah.
It was never actually that way. Women worked. Women had jobs. They just didn't get paid for it. And they didn't have any choice. And they couldn't leave their husbands. And they couldn't have bank accounts. And they couldn't open credit cards. And they literally had no choices. And there's a trend right now where people are starting to ask on TikTok, where are all the old trad wives? There aren't any. The ones, like the best case scenario is they escaped. They had to like get a entry-level job because they had no skills because they were out of the workforce for so long. They had to start over from complete scratch. That is the best case scenario. The worst case scenario is that like they're 6 feet underground because they were in abusive relationships. And when you go to leave an abusive relationship, that is when things go really badly.
Yeah, I've never met an elderly woman who was happy with her life, who didn't also have a husband who was like the kind of husband who includes a wife in decisions and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
The only way that only exists if your marriage and your life are the exception to the rule. And I think conservatives would say, no, that's just liberal propaganda. Most relationships are good, for women. And that's just not, the evidence doesn't bear that out. No. The things you wish to be true, and therefore you have confirmation bias, bears that out. But that's not actually true.
Yeah. I mean, Gabi, you're the only one who's married here. Tell us, like.
Please, let me tell you, I'm not a trad wife.
That's not what I'm saying, right? But yeah. Mm-hmm.
No.
But like,
how long have you been married?
Going on 2 years will be in September.
Ooh, revolutionary.
Yeah.
Wow. Do you plan to have kids? Is it something you want?
Not in this state. I'm in Florida, everyone. So like, it's something we've talked about, but it's not something like my niece is adopted, and that's something like we would definitely do. Like if it came down to it and we were still in Florida and really wanting, like or if we waited long enough and I wasn't able to have kids, like adoption is definitely on the table.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't think it's worth risking my life just because my husband and a doctor can't choose over a judge in a courtroom over what to do with my body when I go into labor. So
I feel like in Florida, the world is hostile to you from the moment of conception.
Oh yeah.
That's the only time when the moment of conception actually does matter. And it's because the law starts aggressively policing you. And I have cousins who are young adult women who live in Florida, and I've never talked to them about it, but I always worry about them.
Yeah, I would worry about them. Like, I don't think people realize, like, unless you're like plugged into what's happening, like in our hospitals, like literally these things are happening in our hospitals. I don't know if you guys saw, they brought like a judge and jury in while this woman was in the middle of giving birth because she wanted to have a natural birth. And the doctor was okay with it because they had talked about it. It was her plan, but she was older. And I don't know why legally she was supposed to get a C-section, but the judge came in on a Zoom, and you hear the nurses like say, like, this is not okay.
Yeah.
And she was a Black woman, obviously, because it will happen to them 10 times more than other. But like, that is if it's happening to Black women, it's going to happen to white women. It's going to happen if it's happening in our state, it's going to happen in others. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
it starts in Florida.
Yeah. Well, what do they say? Democracy doesn't end with a bang and ends with a whimper or something like that. Like, this stuff, it's like it's like the frog in the pot of water that's coming to a boil. It doesn't realize it until it's too late. That's how this goes. Our attention span is not long enough naturally to realize what's happening. But I think if we went back in time and talked to any of our, selves a decade ago, we would probably be shocked at what's true about the world today.
Yeah. Well, and the thing that blows me away, and I really shouldn't be surprised by this, is that like they take away any rights we have in states like Florida and so many states across the country to make decisions about our own bodies and our own healthcare. They take away any support for the babies. And then for women who literally don't have any resources, they take away SNAP benefits. They take away healthcare. And then they're like, oh no, like the birth rate's dropping. What's happening?
And they don't see the irony. It's the same people, by the way, that are watching The Handmaid's Tale and are like, oh, great production, great scream, and don't see that it is like art,
horrifying,
a parallel to the reality that we're living in
today.
And they don't.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I was going to say the same thing about Star Wars, but I could talk about Star Wars all day. It's like, I swear, I'm like, how do people watch Star Wars and don't? I don't know if you guys have seen it.
I'll tell you what, if you don't want to watch the Star Wars movies, but you want to get the gist of fascism in the Star Wars universe. The Andor, the series on Disney Plus. It's 2 seasons. It's some of the best television I've ever seen.
And what I will say,
really great.
Katie, I know you watched Game of Thrones. Andor is the first time I've ever thought a show was just as good as Game of Thrones. Like it is that good.
Okay.
It is that good. You gotta watch Andor.
Okay.
And you don't need the background of the other Star Wars well, I guess maybe you do want it.
No, you know what? You don't. You would appreciate it if you did, but you're not missing it if you don't.
Okay.
I think.
Cool.
Because the lead character ends up being a catalyst character for events in the movies, but that's you don't need to know any of that to watch the series, because the series is about his life. I think he starts out as like basically a criminal, and you know, the government that we see a lot of in that series is actively doing what ours is, you know, policing citizens unethically, illegally, disappearing people, tricking. This is the thing that really tricking one of their territories into being swamped by the military, so they can't say no because it's already over. They're already there. Like it's just
the propaganda.
Yeah, oh my God! As you're talking about this, I'm thinking about the reflecting pool and how they're literally arresting people for taking pictures.
Or Minnesota, what happened in Minnesota?
100%. But over a reflecting pool in the algae, people are taking pictures of the algae in the water, and they're getting arrested for it right now.
Yeah, the directive was go find people who are doing something who could possibly spin as the actual thing and arrest them.
Right.
So all these people, none of these people are going to be convicted of anything. Right. But their lives are going to be upended for who knows how long as they go through the legal process.
Right.
And they're going to go through maybe even more repercussions than the people on January 6th.
Right. Which is also, I don't know if you guys heard about the investigation that's been opened up into Stephen Miller about, and I don't know enough information about it, so forgive me, but apparently there was a plot to pressure the Social Security office into declaring a whole bunch of people dead so that they could trap immigrants who've been paying into Social Security, so they could trap them when they go to the Social Security office, say I'm not dead, and then take them out the back and detain them for ICE.
It's not even surprise. It's par for the course. It's absolutely despicable. I think about people who are trying to ignore this shit, and if you told them that story, because that's an insane thing. Should be insane. But they're no, that's not really. It's being, and I'm no. That if you saw proof though, then would you believe it? Then would you realize or if you read how many times that's happening a day, or those types of insane stories are happening a day, then would you realize the state we're in? Then would you have a little bit more pep in your step to help us figure this out?
Yeah.
I was just Googling to be sure, because the thing about the reflecting pool is, it is not possible that vandals could make that stuff happen. No. That's not how it works. They used specialized coatings and paint, and those kinds of things can separate from what they're painted onto, even if it's concrete, if not applied properly. I know this because my dad sold chemicals and concrete and stuff like that, and specialized paints and stuff. So I know a bit about this stuff. It's not as if you couldn't take a knife to it and yield results unless it was already peeling off.
Right.
100%.
Well, yes. And also that whole area is under constant surveillance. Trump is the king of wanting to show pictures and proof of stuff. If this had actually happened, if there actually had been vandals, there would be footage.
Well,
and he would have already shown that.
Exactly. To both of your points, even if, let's say in a crazy world, some vandal was able to get underneath the foundation, because you're absolutely right. And I know this because I was in operations in stadiums, and it has to be done wrong from the beginning for that to go wrong. Like, you shouldn't be able to do that. But let's say, for argument's sake, it would take so much time to go under that foundation. You know what I mean? Or worse, nobody was watching that part over a long period of time, long enough for, you know what I mean? It's
I feel like in any case, someone who's spending enough time in the reflecting pool, even before any of the updates, to be long enough and moving around enough to cut however long slit he said down the middle of it, that you couldn't do that anyway. They don't let people just get in the reflecting pool, so far as I know. I mean, and I think
there's actually someone that could be doing this, who we haven't considered, who honestly hasn't been around in a while. Like, I had to go back into the archive to check in. Old Greg. This is the perfect environment for old Greg. Do you know who old Greg is? You guys, you have your millennial cards taken away at this point. I'm so sorry.
Old Greg.
You guys don't know old Greg?
I'm Googling it right now.
Oh my God.
Put that on our homework.
If you're watching this and you know who old Greg is, please tell me in the comments. Old Greg absolutely could be behind this.
Old Greg.
Yeah.
I mean, is this anything like Slender Man?
Old Greg lives underneath, I don't know, a lake, and is obsessed with Baileys. Drinks Baileys out of a shoe. He also is really
the Mighty Boosh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. No? Okay, Gabby, that's your homework this week. You have to go and watch Old Greg.
I mean, I haven't seen much of Mighty Boosh. You don't
have to watch the whole thing. Literally just watch that one little bit.
No.
But Old Greg could absolutely be doing this.
The other thing I just want to point out about this whole thing is we were talking about it had to have been done wrong from the start. The job of applying coatings correctly is not something you need a master's degree to do. It's a skilled labor job. It's a blue collar job. So it's not as if the people doing it didn't know they were doing it incorrectly. There's no way.
Not to mention, delegating is free, guys. We don't have to be experts in everything. So if you get asked by the president to do this reflecting pool and you're not an expert, but no, that's above this administration, God forbid they ask for help or they say, you know what I mean? And so they definitely were yeah, we can do this. We could do this 100%. It's not that hard. It's just arrogance. Or ignorance, really. Yeah.
If you're in any kind of construction or large scale facility maintenance or anything like that at all, you should know that when you look at a bucket of a specialized product, that you probably need specific knowledge about how to do it right. That's just not. Right. There's no universe in which somebody who owns a pool maintenance company wouldn't have thought of that.
Right. Well, and also to know that darker colors makes you warmer. You just have to be a human who's ever put clothes on and gone outside. Yes. Right? On a really hot day, you're not dressing up in dark colors. You're wearing lighter colors because you're going to be warmer if you wear darker colors. Doesn't take a genius.
I don't know. Now that I think about it, I'm wondering where the idea to paint it dark blue to make it look blue originated, because
I think it was Trump.
It was Trump. He wanted it to be what is it? American flag blue, which the memes about it being cerulean and the Devil Wears Prada memes around that are just perfect.
You know what it looks like to me? It looks like really cheap pool, obviously lining, but also when you go to a mini golf place and the water's dyed turquoise.
Yes.
That's what it gives to me. I'm what's the point of having real water there if we're just going to make it look ugly and fake anyway?
I mean, to that point, they could have kept it white on the bottom and dyed it. The Jungle Cruise at Disney parks?
Yeah.
They dye that water brown so that it looks like Amazon River water.
Right.
Whoa. That's
also in Chicago, they dye the whole river green for St. Patrick's Day.
And it looks green. And that's also when I say dirty, I don't mean filthy. I mean water with dirt in it. That water is also water that isn't crystal clear, and the green is visible.
Well, and I'm sure that it would end up harming the animals. Like, I will be the first one to say, more than this paint would have. But regardless, this goes back to this like, why can't anyone just be like, this is not good? Because we either dye the water or you know what I mean? Like,
yes.
we don't have, not only do we have a shit administration, but they're all filled with people with no spine that can't ever say no, or just, you know what I mean? So it's almost like great for us, because it just keeps, like, it's biblical, awful. Like, you can't write this any better.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, so I don't know if either one of you has ever been in a relationship with someone with narcissistic personality disorder. I've had the benefit of doing that, and I, don't recommend it. If you haven't done it, like, please avoid it at all costs. But being with someone, so being around someone,
I have a story about that. But
sphere, I mean, I'll get to it at some point in the series, right?
Yes.
But being in the sphere of someone who has narcissistic personality disorder, there is no correcting them. There was an aide in Trump 1 who was in on a conversation with Trump, and he was saying that he wanted to install a moat along the border with Mexico, like, complete with, like, crocodiles and alligators and stuff. And, like, the guy that was telling the story, he's like, like, we had national security people who were like, okay, we'll take it under consideration. And they just kind of diverted his attention elsewhere. At least in Trump 1, they had people who would do that. Trump 2, there are no guardrails. There's no one who understands that you have to, like, hand him another toy and then move on to something else.
I think it's even worse than that, because the other thing about people with narcissistic personality disorder, in particular malignant narcissism, is that their presence is intoxicating. Them seeing that you exist is intoxicating. Like
exactly,
like
it's an obsession,
and like heroin level impact, intoxicating. And so now it's not just that there are no people who don't know how to handle him. It's there are people who want to validate him, people who want more of it, people who need another hit of his attention, his praise, his love. And on the outside, it looks, I think, to a lot of people who aren't paying a lot of attention, like he's a normal person.
Right.
Or that he really does like them.
Oh,
right.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, yeah. Which is not and on the scale of opinions a narcissist is going to have about you, genuinely liking you isn't even one of the options. Like, it's you, it looks to you like they like you. They probably think that it's liking you, but what it really is the narcissist monster in their brain categorizes everybody as either an ally, like somebody usable, not just an ally, somebody I can use, or somebody who's going to get in my way.
Yeah.
Right. And if he's not being a dick to you, it's because he on some level believes, and maybe it's true, he can use you.
Yeah. Right. Well, and this is that Mamdani, like another millennial that I worship. I love him. This is the whole Mamdani thing where he was like taking pictures with Mamdani and saying such nice things about him. He identified Mamdani as someone that he could use until it became clear that Mamdani wasn't having it.
Yes.
Well, and as far as I know, he was complimenting him. So he was like,
oh, yeah. Like, there was love bombing happening there.
Right. Like, and not in a way that wasn't authentic, but like that's all it takes. It really isn't hard to pump the tires of someone that, you know what I mean? That is what they care about.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Totally.
Yeah. I mean, I just, it's hard to describe how the universe that people with clinical narcissism exist in, but like, it's not like a moral or immoral universe. It's an amoral universe. It's unrelated to being good or bad. It's just a totally different universe of thinking and context and relating with other people. And that is why people who have that affliction shouldn't be present. But the other thing too is, of all the mental health disorders and the DSM, the people least likely to get treatment are people with narcissistic personality disorder.
Yep. Well, because they don't see it as a problem. It's not a problem for them.
Well, and they surround themselves with, to your point, people who are obsessed with making sure that they are getting the gratification that they want, that they probably need. So like they're never going to be told by anyone close to them. And even if they were, they would just cut that person out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, what I love the example of how Trump is always promising his following, like $2,000 checks, or you're going to get this phone, you're going to be in my inner circle. He's making all these promises. And then he does the classic narcissistic personality disorder thing where he will make efforts to make it happen. And then they fall through. And then it's not his fault that he can't deliver on his promises. And then, I can't tell you, like I had an ex who would constantly tell me that he had ordered me a present, like that he had ordered me, like, and I'm not like a materialistic person. So like he'd say that he ordered me something and I'd be like, oh, okay, well, thank you. And then time would go by and because, if you know that something's coming and you're keeping an eye out for it in the mail, like, hey, I haven't received this yet. And you'd be like, I can't believe you're so greedy. I can't believe you're such a, like a gold digger that you want this thing. Like, can't you just be patient? I'm like, but then I say, well, I don't really care. But you said that you ordered. He's like, well, you're so ungrateful. You can't believe you don't care about
it.
Yeah. Like, I know. I've been in therapy for a real long time.
And but by then they've got you.
But like, this is what Trump does to his own followers. But because he's constantly dangling like some carrot that they actually care about, he's constantly dangling in front of them and then trying to make it happen. And then he has like plausible deniability when obviously like he tries and it's illegal and he can't do it. They don't get the fulfilled promise. And I think for a lot of his followers or, a good chunk of them, they're starting to see it. They're starting to notice that like the promise comes through and then like the thing never arrives. Right. And I think that's where we're seeing some fall off in his support. But it's amazing like how he's getting more and more ostentatious with these promises and not following through on them again and again and again.
And this is why I've been posting a lot of reels about his polling. This is why not only is he doing as bad as he's ever done in the polls, but specifically he is with groups of people that have traditionally been ones that overlooked all of this or didn't see a problem here.
Yep.
And I find that so heartening. And part of what I find heartening about that is I think that once you've seen the man behind the curtain, you can't unring that bell. So, even if and when this Iran situation actually ever settles and blows over, I don't think he'll get a boost. That's not available to him. That's not an option. That's not on the menu.
No. Well, especially because we were working on a deal and he just blew it up again by threatening them.
He's done it 100 times. I can't even, every time I even get a notification now that says he said there's a deal, someone says it doesn't matter how far along it goes, it pretty much is going to be, you can guarantee it's going to be blown. I mean, you can.
Yeah, I get comments on some of the reels I post when about the deal about he got him to not have nukes anymore, and I just sometimes my brain explodes because I don't know how to say no. The last time it was as good as it has been was under JCPOA. There's he has not accomplished anything. And he's and the deal as is costs us more for lesser results.
Yeah. Prove that they had nukes. Someone please tell. Come on.
Yeah.
What are we even? This is about so much more than just. Yeah, it's just like.
Also lost on a lot of people is whatever estimates they have about how close they are to having sufficiently enriched uranium. They would, after they have that, whenever they get it, if they ever get it, they would still have to go through at least a few months of designing and testing rockets that can fire it. Like that, you can't do those two things in tandem. So, there would be a minimum of a few months and probably a lot longer because it's not as if Iran's known for their weapons building to test rocket. You can't retrofit nuclear material onto a standard rocket. That's not a thing.
Right. Yeah. I just want to name, we are getting close to our time. We only allotted an hour. We can also make this a longer live if we want to do that weekly, but we'll figure that out. This has been so much fun.
Yeah.
Always.
And I haven't even revealed any tantalizing secrets about my sex life. So,
we'll get there. Everyone, just hit that follow button.
So I was going to say, so that's what everybody has to look forward to. You heard it here first.
I'm so glad I brought it up.
Ryan. Takes note.
Yeah. And if anyone has any weird questions you want us to answer in future lives, just put them in the comments of the recording, and we may get to them. We may ignore it if it's super weird, but
or we may spend a lot of time on it because it's super weird. So shoot your shot.
Yeah, there we go.
Exactly.
All right, everyone. I'm Katie McManus, Katie the Liberal.
I'm Gabi Torsia.
And I'm Ryan Basham.
We're going to work that out. We'll get better at that.
Yeah, we will get better at that.
You want to redo right now? Let's do it again.
Okay.
I'm on the bottom. I'll go third.
Okay, great. Okay. I'm Katie McManus, Katie the Liberal.
I'm Ryan Basham, at Ryan Basham.
And I'm Gabi Torsia, at Artsy Activist.
And we are Millennial Curious. Thank you so much for joining us today. And we will see you next week, Tuesday at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard. Mwah.
Bye.
Bye.